Did you know how ancient Egyptians sleep? So, let's talk about pillows. You're probably lying on one right now. It's soft, fluffy, cozy. But 3,000 years ago in ancient Egypt, pillows were not that friendly. In fact, they were hard, cold, sometimes even made of stone. Yeah, sleep was sacred in ancient Egypt. But comfort? Not always included. Let's explore the weird, wobbly, and surprisingly stiff world of Egyptian pillow problems. In ancient Egypt, pillows weren't the squishy things we know today. They were called headrests. And they looked more like little stools for your skull. A curved cradle at the top, a short column in the middle, and a flat base at the bottom, usually made of wood, ivory, or sometimes stone. Soft? No. Supportive? Maybe. Strange? Definitely. So, why? Why would anyone rest their head on a carved block? Turns out, the Egyptians had reasons. Practical ones, spiritual ones, and even medical ones. First, the practical. Egypt was hot. Really hot. Sleeping with your head elevated helped with airflow. It kept you cooler. And maybe a little less sweaty at night. Next, bugs. Keeping your head off the mat meant fewer creepy crawlers in your ears or hair. Yikes. But then there's the spiritual reason. Egyptians believed the head was sacred. It held your soul. So it deserved to be treated with care, even after death. That's why headrests weren't just for sleeping. They were buried with people. Mummies were often placed on special funerary headrests. Some were decorated with images of gods like Bes, the protector of sleep and dreams. Others had prayers inscribed on them. Not for neck support, but for soul support. Sleep was serious business, even in the afterlife. But let's be real. Stone isn't comfortable. Wood isn't much better. And lying on your side? Forget it. Egyptian headrests only worked if you slept on your back. Flat. Still. No tossing. No turning. And if you did roll over? Well, you probably bonked your nose on something solid. So yeah, comfort was limited. Not everyone in Egypt used headrests. They were more common among the wealthy. Pharaohs, priests, nobles. The poor? They likely slept with rolled cloths or just used their arms. Which, honestly, might have been comfier. But headrests weren't just furniture. They were a status symbol. A stiff, decorative reminder that even sleep was part of your social rank. If your pillow was made of ivory, that meant you were doing pretty well. Even if your neck disagreed. Remember the god Bes? He was the guardian of households, children, and sleep. Bes was short, bearded, and kind of wild-looking. People thought he scared off evil spirits at night. That's why his face was often carved into headrests. Like a sleepy little security guard. Watching over your dreams. Not the kind of god you'd expect to protect your REM cycle. But hey, whatever works. Most headrests were carved by hand. Smooth curves for the head. A solid base to stay stable on the floor. Some were simple and plain. Others had elaborate carvings. Some even had hinges, so they could fold flat for travel. Imagine packing your stone pillow for a vacation. Don't forget the sandals and the headrest. That's dedication. So, were they effective? It depends on what you mean. Did they support the head? Sure. Did they make sleep more sacred? Probably. Did they feel nice? Not really. Even Egyptian writings mention neck aches. Archaeologists have found headrests worn down by constant use, but still hard as ever. There's no record of someone inventing the soft pillow in Egypt. They were committed to the block. Respect. Egyptians weren't alone. In ancient China, people used ceramic pillows. In Africa, wooden headrests appeared in multiple cultures. But Egypt really leaned into the idea. To them, the headrest was part of identity. Health, protection, religion, and yes, sleep. Even if it meant no fluff, no feathers, no memory foam, just a curved chunk of sacred discomfort. So the next time your pillow feels lumpy, just remember, at least it's not a rock. The ancient Egyptians might have been masters of architecture, medicine, and mummification. But when it came to sleep, let's just say, their pillows had some problems. And yet, they still managed to dream. Good night.